Hello, this is your girl pvssology, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that notification button so you know exactly when I'm uploading new content. I'm on VU today, and I'm going to be checking out creators that I never knew existed in the shop. These are going to be new creators or just creators that aren't as known. So as you guys see, I'm going to be going through this with you guys. I'm not going to actually really edit the video as much, but I also wanted to vent to you guys because there's a lot of changes going on in my life. And venting to people is therapeutic to me sometimes. So let's see if this actually helps me. But I have recently decided to leave a job that I felt was no longer benefiting me in the long run. And this job was kind of based on having teamwork core values. That's what they're known for. You know, you want to work as a team, a unit. They were just very quote-unquote family orientated, as they like to say. We're a family, this is teamwork and all this stuff. And when you're at a job that's values is teamwork, that's what you're expecting. But when you go into this job and you start realizing you're doing more of the work than other people, and they're getting more of the benefits, and you're not really getting much of the benefits from it. Now, I went into the job thinking I'm going to be open to everything. I'm open to learning. I love criticism. I love feedback. If I'm doing something wrong, tell me right away. These people, instead of telling me right away that I was doing something wrong, they would actually tell each other first and gossip about it instead of coming to me. So there we have a communication issue. And I'm not one of those type of people that like to hide how I'm feeling. So I definitely went to the supervisor and let that supervisor know that I don't appreciate them doing that. That if they need to come to me about certain things, they need to come to me. They don't need to go to other people, whisper to other people as if I can't hear, and say these things and make me feel like I'm incompetent. I'm not incompetent. I'm going to make mistakes on the job. You guys didn't even really train me properly in the first place. So I'm going along with the flow. So I started realizing the red flags right away. And I brought it to her attention, and I'm like, next time you have something to say, you need to say it to me. Do not go to other people and let them know that I made these mistakes. You come straight to me. And she respected that I was blunt. And I'm always going to be blunt with people. And I expect the same in return. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong, and I will fix it. That's it. It's very simple. But because they're not, I'm not going to say they're foreign, but they are from the islands. Their thing is they think Americans are too sensitive. They like to put that word out. And it's not that we're sensitive. It's that we don't do the bullshit stuff. Like them, they're willing to work for little to nothing. I'm not one of those people. I see value in my work. So if I feel like I'm not getting paid enough, I'm going to voice that. If I feel like you're putting too much responsibility on me that's not even my job or in my job description, I'm going to say something, and that's no longer going to take place. But when they hire their own people are okay with doing all this work and not getting much out of it. Us Americans, we're not like that. This is no longer the 1940s, 30s, 20s. We know our worth, and whatever our worth is, it is what it is. If we're not feeling like we're getting paid enough, we will go elsewhere. We're not going to stay at a dead-end job, and we're not going to work or overload ourselves on work if we're not getting paid properly. And I respect people who decide that that's not enough. I need more money if I'm going to be doing more responsibilities. And luckily, you know, they were able to give us bonuses and all this other stuff. So I came in at the right time, but unfortunately I did not last long. I started in September, and thank God I sent out my resignation letter. I did it properly. Now, normally when a job pisses me off, I'm like, F that, F you guys, I'm going. But this time I was like, you know what, I'll do it properly. I'll do it respectfully. I sent out a nice, amazing letter to my supervisor and to the boss, my supervisor's boss. So I sent them their letters, separate letters, and it is what it is. But 2 days before I was supposed to leave that job, basically a lot of stuff happened. I did my job, okay? I did my job. I cleaned what I needed to clean. I made sure everything was straight and set up correctly. I just made sure everything was neat and I was good. So I finished a little bit earlier. And when I finished early, I decided to sit down and relax. So as I'm sitting down, I noticed that more work is piled up. I've already finished my job. Why do I have to come back and do more if I'm done? Once I'm done, that's it. There's no extra stuff that I'm doing. Other people who are here can do that. Me, I'm relaxing. I'm already in pain. When you're doing a job that requires you to stand on your feet for a certain amount of hours, you're in pain. You're in pain. You have to feel that pain all the way until you get home, and then throughout the night, and then when you're sleeping. And that's what was happening here. So it was a health issue as well for me, because it's like, I'm no longer about to be in pain for you guys. Like, no, this isn't happening. When I want to sit down, I'm going to sit down. When I need to take breaks, I'm going to take breaks. And if you don't respect that, and you don't care about my ailments or what I'm going through mentally or physically, then I'm not going to give a shit about you guys. And I definitely did not go those 2 days. I really ended up yelling at the supervisor 2 days before it was supposed to be my last day. I ended up yelling at the supervisor, letting her know that I don't appreciate how they run things, that there's plenty of times where she sees me in the back doing work by myself, not having any of the other employees or requiring them to come and assist me ever. But this is supposed to be a teamwork thing. But as soon as I decide to go sit down, all of a sudden, oh, they need you back here to help. But when I need them to help me, nobody's here. Everyone's sitting off doing whatever they do. And I just wasn't appreciated at the job. And I did a lot. And I mean a lot. So luckily I left that disaster of a place, and I will never go back to that place again. I don't respect those people. I don't give a shit about those people, to be honest with you. And that job sucks. And I'm glad that I left, and I'm in a positive headspace now, because I'm no longer about to do things that I no longer like to do. I'm not about to slave away at a job and not getting anything in return. It's not happening. That little bit of money, that's nothing to me. My mental health and my physical health is more important than them. And I decided that was no longer for me. So I'm just glad that I'm out of that space, and I'm going to be back to doing more videos and being more consistent. But yeah, I just had to get that out there. I had to explain what I'm going through, because it just feels good to do that. Like this is like therapy to me. But hopefully my videos will be more consistent now. They should be. I have no excuse why it shouldn't be. And I'm just gonna put my all into this and doing other things that I like to do and enjoy doing. I feel like that's more fulfilling than anything. Like, would you rather work somewhere where you're not being fulfilled, or would you rather do things that you love to do? I'm picking doing things that I love to do. It's just good to have a good mental health. And mental health should never be on the back burner. If you feel like your job is causing you so much pain, whether it's mentally, physically, or both, or all around, you gotta go. You have to go where you're respected, where you're appreciated. And a lot of these jobs are hiring now because they're like low on employees everywhere. And I mean everywhere. I mean like every place is hiring. They're giving you incentives and stuff like that. Like they're giving you bonuses. I mean, I was getting $250 extra put on my stuff every 2 weeks, on my check every 2 weeks. And I was getting paid weekly. That's good and all, but is it worth the pain and aggravation? No, it's not. It's not worth it. Like, it's really not. And other employees have voiced their same concerns about the situation. And I told my boss, I was like, my supervisor's boss, like, whoever is going to replace me is going to deal with the same issues. They're going to have the same problems, and it's going to be a revolving door of the same issues if things do not change. The supervisor is not doing their job. I was not even trained properly. Like, really, I was not trained properly. So when I was making mistakes, it's like, y'all looking at me like, why is she making these mistakes? Well, you didn't train me properly. Had you trained me properly, these mistakes would not have been made. But yeah, that's for another story. Yeah, a lot of them don't want to take the time to actually train you. They want to sit on their behinds and be behind the computer, but they don't want to actually get up, get to know you, figure out where you fit in. They don't want to do any of that. They don't want to take their time to do that. They just want to rush everything, and you end up making mistakes that you didn't know was even mistakes in the first place. Or things start changing up. Like, you have employees who are the same level as you telling you what to do when it should be your supervisor telling you what to do. But yeah, that's for another story as well. But yeah, it was really ridiculous working in that chaotic environment, and I'm glad that I'm in a positive headspace now. I'm actually excited. I had my ex-employee ex-employee of mine call me venting about the situation. I was like, venting about their situation and how they're being treated now that I left. It's like, I mean, you have to start sticking up for yourself. And I just think I'm no longer biting my tongue. Not that I bit my tongue in the first place, because I let you know, I told them multiple times the issues that I'm having. Okay, like, I used to barely get no breaks, and that's illegal, by the way. Barely get any breaks, because there was no like intermission time, you know, like there was no time to take a break. And then I was like, you know what, I'm getting my breaks. So I let them know I'm on a break. If nobody's covering me, oh well. And that's just what it is. Because guess what? It's against the law to not have your breaks. So just keep that in mind. And always read your employee like rules and regulations guide. Always read that so you'll know exactly what's going on. Because people will lie to you and say you're supposed to get this amount of time, when in reality you're supposed to get even more time. They will lie to you in your face. So definitely check that out. I learned my lesson from that. I'm not trusting what a supervisor is telling me. I'm going to read these rules for myself, because they will take advantage of you. They won't even remind you to take a break. Not that they should, but they won't. They'll remind their own people to take a break, but they're not going to remind you to take a break. So I was peeping that as well. Like, they love to put that we're a family unit and this teamwork, but there was never no teamwork in the back when I was all by myself. No teamwork there. But whenever their people was back there, they always want people to come in and help. I just noticed that, and I'm like, you know what? Since I'm peeping that, I already know you're biased, and I already know you're discriminating against me, and I don't like that. So I had to dip. I had to dip out. I was like, this isn't worth it. Like, you guys are ridiculous. And I'm too blunt for you people anyway. Too blunt. I was even arguing with the teacher at one point. Like, at one point I was arguing with a teacher. Like, yes, you're not about to disrespect me, because they didn't want to pay for their meal. You're gonna pay. Don't complain about the food and then complain when you can't get free food. So which one is it? You don't like the food, or you do? Oh, you just don't like the fact that you have to pay for the food. Yeah. They're ridiculous. These people were ridiculous. I mean, there's just so much going on in that situation. I'm just so glad I'm over that. But yeah. So, I just wanted to vent to you guys. And yeah, you see I'm just going through the catalog, but like, I'm really venting to you guys. This is really about venting, but I'm also looking at some stuff as well. But these creators I just checked out, they're really good. And I'm hoping that you guys can support them, support me, support everything. and just have a good day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for listening.